welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah Catherine and this is Leah Sees Movies, and I'm doing my first trailer reaction since Justice League, I think. I don't really do these just because I'm of the opinion that if I already know I'm going to watch it, I don't really feel a need to watch the trailers, or I'll watch it once and then never again, just because I want to go in knowing as little as humanly possible, which is really hard for superhero shows because even if I don't watch the trailers, my entire timeline is going to be about it, so sometimes I'm like, okay, fine. But the exception for this rule is generally movies I'm super excited about, where I'm like, I can't wait, I have to see it now, or shows and or movies that I'm kind of on the fence about. And like, while I definitely was always going to watch Hawkeye just because, you know, MCU continuity, I wasn't really excited about it. It was always my least anticipated. So I want to see, hopefully, that it's better than I think it's going to be. MCU Hawkeye was never really my favorite. I'm not a big fan of Jeremy Renner, and I don't like that Hawkeye murdered a bunch of people, and we kind of just moved on from that because he was sad. Anyway, I know that the comic book version of Hawkeye is very popular. I know Kate Bishop is very popular. So I'm curious to see if they can bring some charm and charisma into the trailer. That makes me a bit more excited to get, you know, to see this show. So on that note, I'm going to stop talking and actually watch it.
This is the first Christmas we've had together.
It's a Christmas show. Rogers the Musical? I hate it. I hated it so much. Oh, we are addressing it. That's something.
Should we be worried?
No, it's nothing. I'll be home for Christmas. I promise.
I'll be home for Christmas. Oh my gosh. I don't think we've had a Christmas thing since what, Iron Man 2? 3? 3.
You're Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people? It's the most wonderful. Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two. Hang on a second.
Okay, that was cool.
Things have gotten more complicated.
I like that we're leaning into a goofier side, aside from the holiday setting. Like, they're definitely oh, we're gonna see Rogers the Musical. They're like, oh, we showed you that poster for a reason.
This is too dangerous. Definitely not this one.
You don't have to say definitely like that. There are arrows more dangerous than that one?
It's just some Christmas.
Interesting. Okay. It looks fun. Like, genuinely, I think that we're gonna see a lot more of kind of the tired, annoyed Hawkeye that we got in Age of Ultron. Let me take this off. Like, we definitely got a lot of mentor-y, big brother-y Hawkeye with his relationship with Wanda, the guilt he feels about MCU Pietro, who died by bullet fire, even though he can outrun bullets, whatever. But I think during Age of Ultron, we saw a lot of that, like, this is ridiculous, I'm a man with arrows against flying robots, like this, and I kind of like that energy. Like, that is kind of the approach that makes sense when you have a character who is so seemingly outclassed by everyone around him. So also apparently, you know, comics Hawkeye is supposed to be funny and resigned. I've seen a lot of like one-liner panels and everything. So I actually was planning to read the, like, I'll put a picture of it, this specific Hawkeye run before the show came out, but I wouldn't trust me to do that. But the goal was to do, the goal was to read it. I still think Jeremy Renner is kind of, you know, kind of looks like Grumpy Cat a little. He does look tired. And I think, so I think if we're working with what his face naturally provides, tired, over it, like, oh, now there's this teenager driving me insane, I do think we can very successfully pull off that vibe. And it seems like we're going to address all of the murder, but I don't want it to be like, hey, he feels bad about it. I want there to be like actual factual consequences, whether or not they're illegal, whether or not it's like he's gonna run into a family member, kind of like what we saw with Iron Man and Alfre Woodard. I don't know her name in the movie in Age of Ultron, which is different than the MCU. Mariah Dillard. Unlike that, where it was kind of like, okay, I get your point, but this felt a little abrupt. Whereas I would actually really love to see, like, we see all these like gangs. Is it gonna be a situation where it's like, hey, my loved one was a victim of this murderous vigilante during the blip, because, you know, gang or whatever, Yakuza, these are still people with families and people who care about them and love them, and I feel like most of these organizations are built on, if something ever happens to you, I'm gonna get revenge. So, one may say avenge them. So I do want that to like actually be a focal point of the show. I don't want it to just be like, well, I got pulled out of retirement because this teenager's fighting crime and I need to help. I want it to be like a direct consequence of shit he did, because at least then it has value. Otherwise I'm just like, why'd you kill all these brown people? Couldn't you kill people locally? He went to Mexico, Japan, just everywhere else. Like, there are people to kill here. You can work on your own community first, sir. But that's it's by the by. Either way, so yeah, overall I think it looked cute, it looked charming, I got a little giggle out of it, and we don't get a lot of Christmas content that isn't hallmarky and schlocky and cheesy, which has its place. So if we can bring some of that schlock and cheese, but in a way where things blow up as well, I'm into it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty into it. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, but you watched all the way to the end of this video, thank you. I still really appreciate you. You can follow me on Twitter at LeahSeesMovies, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!